What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me once again on another episode on this channel. In today's episode, let's talk about J.J. Abrams' The Rise of Skywalker. There's a new leak about this movie, and it concerns the opening scene in the movie after, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, then the opening crawl, and then we get to this spoiler here. So spoiler alert, if you don't want to be spoiled, please click off the video now. Now, the rumor is that the opening scene is something that we actually saw in the special look. You remember when Rey was in the forest, she was throwing the lightsaber, and there's actually a training droid. You can barely see it, and the lightsaber comes back to her. That is a training scene in the movie, apparently. Now, when does Rey ever need training? Your guess is as good as mine, so I digress. But it's not about her really training as much as who is training her. The rumor is that Leia is actually the one training her. Now, if you look at the special look, you actually do see a clip of Leia. She's standing on that same planet. Now, my question is, why is Leia training Rey? That goes into it a little bit further. Apparently, Luke actually trained Leia in the ways of the Force. And you're going to see this in a flashback scene intercut with this Rey training scene. And Leia actually stopped her training when she found out she was pregnant with Ben Solo. And so we kind of get it from there. But still, is Leia actually skilled enough to actually train Rey in the ways of the Force, in lightsaber combat, that kind of thing? I'm not sure about this. I'm not really sure about this. I didn't think that we would actually see Rey training in this movie because I think we're 3 movies in right now. And to me, nobody cares about Rey's training at this point because we've seen her be so dominant in the first 2 movies of the sequel trilogy. Why does she need training now? And why is she going to get training from someone that really hasn't had a whole lot of training and very little at all, really, I should say, because we've never really seen Leia use too much of the Force. Yes, she is strong in the Force, but when it comes to actual Jedi training, I don't think Leia is actually qualified to do this. I could be wrong, but, they may come out with a whole bunch of ancillary material saying that, Leia trained for 20 years or so. Yeah. Okay. But why isn't Luke as a Force ghost doing this? Now, we all know Luke was a grumpy old man in The Last Jedi. He didn't want to train her or anything like that. But we do know that he's going to be communicating with her. So could it be that Leia is training her and Luke is there as a Force ghost? I don't know. I really don't know. It's such a mess with Rey. And I know that J.J. Abrams, he has to know the criticism of Rey not being trained. And The Last Jedi, she received no training whatsoever. And I guess he just had to satisfy some people with this lazy effort of her actually training. But we're just going to have to deal with it. We're just going to have to deal with it. But apparently, that's probably going to be the only training that she gets throughout the movie because it seems like she's not going to have a whole lot of time for training because she's going to have to be facing off with Kylo Ren and Emperor Palpatine. So there's more spoilers to this, but I'll probably do separate videos on the other spoilers. But Rey training in the Force, Leia is her Jedi Master. I don't think that's going to be enough to really justify her actually getting training. Now, the other rumor is that she's actually a clone of Palpatine, a female version of Palpatine. There's so many rumors on the clone factor with Rey. She's a clone of Luke's hand. She's Palpatine's granddaughter. She's an actual clone of Palpatine. and there's multiple Reys in the movie, and the dark side Rey that you saw could have been one of many clones, I should say, of her throughout the movie. This movie is all over the place. There's so much that J.J. Abrams has to rectify to justify the Mary Sue that is Rey. And I don't think it's enough to do in one movie, because you do have to get to the story of the movie. But this is kind of underwhelming, if you ask me. It really is. I mean, Leia stopped her Jedi training to run the Resistance. At least that's what we were told. So I don't think it makes sense really for Rey to be getting training from Leia. That's just my thoughts on this. Really, it is. But what do you guys think of this? Leia training Rey in the opening scene of the movie at that. I just thought that after The Last Jedi, she didn't need any training because she had those Jedi texts, and Rey is just good at everything. I'm pretty sure that she could decode it, do a whole Matrixx download thing, and become perfect at it. But I guess not. But guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.